Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I want to bring you guys a sponsored Duelyst video. Duelyst has been out for a while, but recently they had a new expansion block of cards enter the game, and things in the meta right now are a bit up in the air. It's a bit spicy, there's new things going on, so they asked me to check out the game, and here I am giving you guys my thoughts. So today I want to just give you guys the mechanics side of things. So I'm just going to do a practice game. I'm playing with the Magmar, and I'm playing with, I think, Vought the Immortal as my starting general. So there's the 6 kind of like factions there, and each one has multiple generals. I believe there's 2 in each one, but I think, you know, it's something they could easily expand on in the future. So it's a pretty interesting game, you guys will see here. Let's just choose just something as my opponent. The Blight Chaser. So in Duelyst you have cards, but the cards are played on a field, and you have spells, you have artifacts which buff your general. Most turns take up quite a decent amount of time because of the replacement feature, because there's just so many options. When I first started playing this game for the first like couple of days, I was really bad at it. You know, there's a lot to do in this game. So let me just keep a few of the smaller cards, just get rid of the big cards. Typically what you want to do when you start off the game. The player who goes first starts on the left, and he's a little bit farther from the mana spring tile. So everything that you do kind of does happen through your general or through minions that you have on the board. So he was able to put a minion there because he had a minion into an adjacent spot. So his general was here, he can play something surrounding his general, then he plays a minion there, he can play something surrounding that minion, and now he can play something surrounding this minion. So at the start of your turn, you get to move. You can move 2 spaces with each unit, unless otherwise stated by the unit. And these mana spring tiles, they're kind of like one-time use. They're kind of to get the game ramped out, and people generally are pretty aggressive and try to capture them, even just to deny them from their opponent. So I'm just going to play this. I have 3 mana this turn. This is going to cost 2, but I recover 1 because I drop it on one of the tiles that has the mana. And what I can do, see now my area of where I can play things has increased. I can play that wherever I want. I can see the range of movement and attack from my opponent's general. You can move 2 spaces. You can't move diagonally. That counts as 2 movements, essentially. But you can attack diagonally. So if I move my general here, I can attack there. So that's why the area of attack can be sometimes bigger than you'd think. I'm going to play a guy here, just so I can move him on top of the, it's like a heal on play effect. It's not really anything. Oh, and I can replace something. I'll just replace that. Normally you want to replace at the start of your turn. You get an option to replace every single turn, and card draw in this game is fairly rare from what I've seen. Most decks, I believe, survive off of the replace mechanic in terms of churning out good hands. The replace mechanic is really interesting because it allows you to play tech cards, and when you draw the tech cards against something that isn't what you're teching against, you can just keep cycling them back. So it's a very forgiving mechanic, and it's also a fairly high skill mechanic. Certainly, though, a skill I haven't mastered, as witnessed from that last turn. So my opponent is killing off my guys here. When things attack other things, damage is done both ways, even though you might kill it. So, for instance, if I want to move this up here in order to attack this one, it's, you know, pretty bad idea, but you know, just for the sake of showcasing the mechanics. So my guy took 1 damage from the 1/1, even though it killed it in 1 shot. So damage is always done back and forth. Because of my poor play, just to highlight the mechanic there, I missed out on the crystal, but no worries. I can play this guy, which has Rush. Actually, I should have replaced there. So Rush allows him to act instantaneously. You can move and then attack. You can't attack and then move, however. So I'm going to move him on top of the crystal there just to deny it for my opponent. And I'm going to give it +2/+2. and I'm going to attack my opponent's general. So my opponent's general is kind of like his hero. Whenever that dies, he loses. The goal is to get your opponent to 0 health. So right now he's at 18. I got 2 attack and 13. And as you'll see from this next turn, oh, and you draw a card at the end of the turn, so that's pretty interesting because it allows you to think what you're going to do on your next turn while your opponent is playing. You know, Duelyst is, I feel, really capitalized on a lot of the other card games. They've seen what works in other card games, and they've basically run with it. You know, these mechanics are just better than other card games. Like, I think it is just outright better to draw a card at the end of the turn rather than at the start. And, you know, they're really doing a good job just kind of working out the best way to do absolutely everything. So, this essentially like a hero power-like ability. It's called the Bloodbound spell. It's a spell. You can use it every second turn. You can see it has a 2-turn cooldown at the top there. It costs a mana to use. It's not free. And later on in the game, I believe, once you get like the 7 mana crystals or so, you can use it every single turn. So this one has to do with your specific general. So you can be playing a faction, and that faction can have multiple generals. The Bloodbound spell for each of those generals will be different. It's not attributed to the faction, it's attributed to the general itself. So the Immortal here, he just gets stronger. And with all spells, you need to target something, even though it's not a targeted spell. Pretty interesting effect here. We have give a friendly minion +1 attack and frenzy. Let me just drop that here, see if I can get anything cool. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna move my hero there. I'm gonna move him here, and I'm going to give this guy frenzy. Frenzy does like an AoE attack, but only the initial target does the counter. So that can be a really big deal when trying to flatten out your opponent. And actually, this game's going to end very, very soon. My opponent has 7 health. Again, he can only move 2 spaces. If he wants to move backwards, I can move forwards that same amount. It can be difficult for him to recover here unless he has guys with the guard mechanic, forcing me to attack them. So, yeah, next turn I will be able to play this Frenzy and Rush Macantor War Beast. And that should be the last bit of damage I'm missing. So I want to move first because it'll be easier to just play it nearby. 4 from that, 3 from me, and that's the game. Obviously, when you play ladder, you're going to have a bit more of a competitive experience than that. A lot of people are playing very powerful decks, and if you want to see what those decks are like so you can play some of them, make sure to check out the Duelyst Reddit. It's a pretty popular and pretty friendly space from what I've seen so far. Today I want to highlight mostly Gauntlet play. Gauntlet play is very much like the arena mode of the game. It doesn't have too many new mechanics other than the fact that there is a lot that's going on with this game in general. So when you mix that up with cards that you typically don't see your opponents normally have in typical Gauntlet/arena modes, things get really crazy. And you know, someone like me, because I don't know the cards, I don't know most of the cards in the game because, you know, I haven't played the game that much yet. A game like this, in a state, for me, it's much more fun to play arena because a lot of stuff comes at a surprise, and it comes as a surprise on the other side as well. It's pretty fair. Overall, even though I really didn't know that much about the different generals and factions and all that in the game, I actually did really well in my first arena run, and I think you guys would enjoy seeing some of those games. So check them out. Check out the Duelyst. If you do, I'd appreciate if you use my referral link in the description below. Enjoy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Lionar versus Magmar.
Come on, Krip, I got no legendaries in one epic. Why'd you have to get Mechazor from that? Get wrecked. I can play a double 2. Just don't know if I want to do that too, you know? Fine. Oh, I'll do that too, though. Uh-oh. Save the use versus liner. I don't even know how to use emotes. Oh. Which one's my rare one? Is that my rare one? I think he's gonna spam guys. I kinda wanna keep that, but I kinda wanna keep all of them. That's gonna be playable very soon. So I can move it there. Let's trade some help. So if he plays two guys, I got this. Lion's Pride. Yeah. No way, dude. I'm gonna get rid of these. How's that even possible? Jelly? How did I get that 7-drop? I basically cast the spell. Apparently, it's quite rare that you get Mechazor himself from your little battle pet. Quite rare. Am I in trouble here? Okay. Uh-oh. Wait, that seemed kind of dumb. So he does 8, huh? Whoa. Okay. I don't think I should attack him. Screw it, I'll attack him. Oh. Turns out I can't attack him. Nope. Provoke, bro. I fell for that, don't worry. We're both equally noob. I'm not so sure you're much safer there. Looks like I still win. This little puppy is gonna spawn over there. This guy's gonna do whatever he wants. And this guy's gonna finish the game. Alright then.
Versus Songhai.
Oh, another one? Oh, maybe it's the same one. Maybe I should have gotten rid of that. It's a pretty weak card right now. That doesn't even kill it. Oh, okay. Interesting. Two for one though. Ooh. Yeah, all right. Damn. I got some damage on him. That already got value. Attack his face every turn. Yep. Wow, that's so insane when he's there. Flying backstab. I'm not sure that's gonna work too well, but who knows, right? Oh, nice. Actually, I do want it to die. Oh, I already did my attacks and stuff for the turn. That combos really well with the Phoenix. Phoenix Fire. It's kind of a bummer. Whoops. Oh, I can't move. Is there any point in playing that? Hey, it's extra damage. Game's ending very soon. Am I just getting nuked down right now? Really? Oh man, that was pretty cheap. Okay. What do we get? 8 wins, first arena. Okay, to be fair, one of the games we lost we could have won. if we didn't make any mistakes. Another one was a 1 in 5 win versus lose, and that was the last loss. And it wasn't 100% kosher. All right, we have to. What do we get? I think that's considered a pretty powerful card, actually. The rest, I don't know. I think this is considered like a foil card.